What's up, YouTube? Time for a down and dirty fragrance review on a fragrance that was sent to me by one of the loveliest, most generous, most kind, most beautiful people in Fragcom, doing reviews on YouTube, in the existence of the world. MARCY. I will leave a link to her page down in the description because she is that wonderful of a person. She deserves a shout out. If you're not following her already, you should be, or subscribe to her. She sent me a decant of a fragrance that I recommended to her because she said that saffron was one of her all-time favorite fragrance notes. Now, this fragrance has saffron oil in it, and while you can smell the saffron, it is within an accord of amazing fragrance notes. This is a powerhouse fragrance, not powerhouse by heaviness or heft of scent. Powerhouse by once you get your nose on it, you will fall in love. Other members of the fragrance community on Instagram have gotten their nose on this fragrance and instantly fell in love with it and knew that they had to add it to their collection. I smelled this in April when I went to 59th Street, Bloomingdale's. I smelled this fragrance and another flanker in the Memo Paris line, African Rose. African Rose. There are a few videos out on that. A lot of people are talking about it now, and a lot more people are going to be talking about it once they get their full bottles and such. That's a fragrance that's a crazy stunner. But this one that I got right here, this is my favorite for the Memo Paris line so far. This is RETBA, okay? And RETBA has a fragrance notes list that borderlines the edge of gourmand with certain elements, but it doesn't take it there, all right? Let me explain the notes to you. In the top, it's got raspberry, pink pepper, and rose, all right? In the mid notes, it's got agarwood, which is prominent. It comes right out at you with that oud. Saffron and ginger. Now, the agarwood oud is not intense here, but you do smell the woodiness when you're on initial blast, on initial spray. In the base, you've got vanilla, cardamom, amber, cinnamon, gaiac wood, nutmeg, and myrrh. Now, if you listen to those distinct gourmand elements like vanilla, cardamom, raspberry, pink pepper, nutmeg, which this had a lot of notes in it that I weren't aware were some of my favorites at the time. I've smelled so many, a litany of fragrances since getting my nose on this for the first time in April. I've smelled so many more fragrances that I realized, man, these are some of my favorite notes. This has a bunch of them. Nutmeg, myrrh, saffron, cardamom. Cardamom, a powerhouse fragrance note. It's in a lot of fragrances that I didn't even realize it was in, like YSL L'Homme. Super popular, got a cardamom in there. And if I'm being honest, RETBA, the accords that are created with that notes list. Let me take a quick spray. I gotta put a little bit on because I'm trying to save this for a special occasion, so I can't take a huge blast for y'all. But that's enough. Oh my God, the quality of the fragrance. Standard for Memo, but if you're not familiar with their fragrances, they use high quality fragrance oil. Their bottles usually run for like between $300 to $500. This particular fragrance was like an exclusive, so you could only really order it either online or get it in store at Bergdorf or 59th Street, Bloomingdale's. This fragrance was I think $535. It's a lot of money. The fact that MARCY sent me a decant that is like 5 or 8 mLs. This is a huge decant, okay? I will be forever grateful for someone being so generous to send something to someone who's basically a stranger across the country. Mind you, she sent this decant along with many others. I am truly blessed and grateful. So grateful that one of the most generous, kind, lovely, she's a real life superhero. She's an RN. She's a trauma nurse. Look, MARCY's an incredible person. She sent me an incredible gift, and I just wanted to share that with YouTube So let's get into the finishing this review. Let's talk about the scent and the fragrance. The first thing that hits my nose is an amazing accord. You smell the nutmeg. It's a little fruity. It's got rose. It's prominent. Oud. That oud is soft. So I immediately thought Gaiac wood, but I didn't realize agar wood is also in here. It's a slightly resinous fragrance because of that myrrh. The myrrh is distinct, and you smell that right out the gate. But also, it's just this. It doesn't lean heavily gourmand, even though it's got the vanilla and the nutmeg. It doesn't give me the gourmand vibe. The accords created are warm, sort of spicy. Rose is like something that you pick up like real tough. You pick up the rose. It was a love for me at first sniff. I mean, highly unisex. I could see this on someone that I'm interested in. You understand? But at the same time, I would wear this to garner interest from someone. Sillage, top tier. Performance, when I tested this on skin, it lasted about 7 hours. And matter of fact, it lasted a little longer than 7 hours, but we're talking about 7 hours where I'm hitting full notes. Once you hit the dry down, like 8+, mostly you're getting vanilla, myrrh, a little bit of the oud. So it's a little woody, it's a little warm, but for the most part, this is an all-day fragrance. This is one that you could easily wear day, night, any event. Dress it up. This is gonna be one that you want. You're gonna feel like, man, you're gonna fall in love with this fragrance when you get your nose on it. I know people in the community over on Instagram that finally got their nose on this and were like, yo, look, I gotta get a full bottle. A decant is not enough. And that's not to sound ungrateful. I am so grateful to have this, but I know for the life of me, I gotta get a full bottle of RETBA. Okay? Overall, the fragrance performance, Memo Paris is top tier. There's very little left to say other than get yourself a sample, get yourself a decant. Full bottle super expensive, but if you can, find yourself a decant. Maybe this is on Lucky Scent or Max Aroma. I'm not sure where we'll have a decant of this yet because I got this again from a member of FragCom. The most wonderful person in FragCom. Let me never stop bigging up MARCY, okay? But yo, this is a love for me. This is a love for those that I've heard, that I recommended it to, and anyone that's got their nose on this, they want it. Get your nose on RETBA by Memo. That's all there is to say. Thank you for watching this fragrance review. Thank you for checking out another video on fragrance, and I hope to come back with another one soon. Peace.